I'm so excited to see you. I tell you, I want you to come on in and have a visit. You know, the day where I am is a gorgeous day, as they would call it, a Chamber of Commerce Day. You know, I've been asked many times, how you feel? How's your day going? Well, one of the things I found out is that there's only two kinds of days, particularly at my age, good and better. It may be just a good day for you, but you can make it better. I'm going to talk today about what I call the E team. Now, these are just some of the members of the E team. We're not going to have time to converse about all of them, but we're going to share some thoughts about 5 members of the E team. That would be effort, enthusiasm, energy, expectancy, and ego. Yeah, ego. So we're going to spend a little time on each one. By the way, I am Lou Vickery, and I am excited that you're here. Let's talk about effort. Mark Cuban, who is a member of the cast of Shark Tank and a billionaire, was talking about the fact that he was asked, what is the number one thing that you feel like that we're lacking in the workforce in our country at this point in time? And without hesitancy, he said, effort. How's your effort? You can take 2 people with comparable abilities and skills, and one who may have only average ability and skills may consistently perform better than the one that has outstanding or an exceptional ability, and they fall short of the one with lesser ability. Why? Well, a lot of it has to do with effort. Effort, you see, determines how we turn our dreams into reality. It's a core value. It's based on solid exertion, doable work, and impeccable diligence. Those with strong, positive work habits tend to get a leg up on others because they work more efficiently and wiser, not harder, but efficiently and wiser. Effort is, I think we could say, is an inherent attitude that a person develops about themselves and the quality and depth of their work ethic. Work ethic. These individuals that have these great internal feelings that they want to do the best they possibly can, offer a quality application in whatever they do. Now, I want to understand, it's not sufficient enough to have and say, I'm going to make a real strong effort on this part. I don't particularly care about this one over here. I'm not going to be as efficient on it. It doesn't work that way. You see, the belief system, what we truly believe, we have to believe that we're going to do our best and make our best effort regardless. That's the belief system. That's the philosophy that we should carry with us wherever we go and whatever we do. So what is your philosophy of effort? Do you possess a high level of intensity in your work patterns? There's one thing that I think always stands out, and that is you focus on developing the best work habits you possibly can muster. The ladder to success is built on the effort you put into your invention. As someone so aptly said, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So effort stands at the top of our list. And the leadoff hitter, if you will, on our E team. Secondly is enthusiasm. Now, the word enthusiasm comes from, it was originated by the Greeks for the god, the highest level of the Greek gods, or the highest one was Zeus. So when you were up there with Zeus, you were really making a strong effort. So the word enthusiasm, that's where it originated. It's a high intensity level and a full-fledged flow of an I would like to say that we make our best effort when our adrenaline really, really is strong. So enthusiasm, you see, arises from our excitement and from our strong interest in what we're doing. It's an incredible tool in generating vitality that needed to sustain action. Enthusiasm can create an overall feeling of well-being with many wonderful side effects. Willpower, fearlessness, you could go on and on. Enthusiasm. We can rarely ever perform in an extraordinary way without enthusiasm being a part of what we do. So I offer to you, or I ask you the question, how's your level of enthusiasm? Enthusiasm defies the laws of mathematics because you see, when you divide it, it multiplies. Be the captain of enthusiasm where you are. It's the captain on our E-team. So without enthusiasm, all that you know is incomplete. All that you think is insufficient. All that you believe is insignificant. And all that you do is inadequate. Make sure that you have an enthusiastic attitude about what you're doing. Our third E on our E-team is energy. You know, the good old dictionary defines energy in this manner. It's the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. One of the first rules of sustained performance is the availability of energized power. Your energy level speaks volume about you before you ever speak. So energy. There are 4 parts here I want to share real quickly about energy that will help you become more energetic. You see, we can have a high level of effort, a high level of enthusiasm, but we have to have the energies to sustain it. So sometimes, you know, when you're not feeling super energetic, you got to first think energetic. That's the first lesson for releasing more energy. It's to think energy. Think about the fact, hey, I'm ready. When you think about energy, you make things happen internally. Have a sense of purpose. You know, I've said this before. We have our sense of purpose. It's inside. Sometimes we have to draw it out. But when we have a strong sense of purpose, we make every effort to develop energy so that we can have a strong output, an output that would create greater experiences for us. Stay active. Energetic people don't waste their time on unproductive thoughts and activities, but when they do participate, they make sure it's in something that will make their life better. The theme is the more I do, the more I have to do with. Let me repeat that. The more I do, the more I have to do with. Energy. It builds on itself. So stimulate energy. That's our last point. You can stimulate energy through your body movements and your posture. You can run places instead of walk. You can park way over there in the parking lot at work and walk at a brisk, purposeful pace. Look alive and alert. Appear dynamic in all that you do. Our fourth point, our fourth member of our E team, is expectancy. Now, this one I think is one that gets lost in the shuffle sometimes. You know, we don't have to wear a sign telling others how we feel on the inside. They see it in our actions. They hear it in our voices. They sense it in our words. They recognize the incredible amount of joy that flows from us simply because we're always expecting good things to happen. Do you participate mentally in the reality that something good is going to happen? Do you do that continuously? Is it part of your regular daily makeup? Perform with exciting expectancy that your best performance is just around the corner, and it always is. Expecting to succeed enhances the chance of succeeding. Do you possess an attitude of positive expectancy? One thing I can tell you it does. It makes the waiting period between events more pleasant if we're looking forward to it, if we're excited about it. So expect the best from yourself, and more often than not, you will get it. And here's one of my favorite lines. When you expect something to be so before it becomes so, it has a better chance of being so. You want me to repeat that one? Good. When you expect something to be so before it becomes so, it has a better chance of being so. Expectancy. Expect the best. And you know what? You mentally increase the possibility of receiving the best. The last point, or the last member of the E team I want to share with you today is ego. Now we may stir up a little bit a hornet's nest here, because I think ego is often misunderstood. There's a saying that goes like this: we know we need more we go and less ego. Well, that may be partly true. Would it surprise you if I told you that to have more we go, you have to have a strong ego drive and ego strength? You see, where we get off base with ego is that there's a difference between ego drive and ego driven. Those that are ego driven are looking out for themselves solely, for their own interests, regardless. A person with strong ego drive, however, is looking for what they can do outside themselves, of how they can make things better around them. So there's a difference between ego drive and ego driven. The better you feel about yourself, the less you will think about yourself. Ego drive refers to a special need to achieve a mean of gaining satisfaction that comes from wanting and needing to do a good job on a personal basis, apart and aside from any monetary gain. Those with a great deal of ego drive put themselves in the position to succeed in almost any kind of situation. So, how's your ego drive? I hope it's good. Ego drive, not ego driven. Ego strength is needed because you need to bounce back after a difficult situation. You need to have that strength, internal strength to say, hey, I'm better than this. I know I can do better. And you know what? You find the things that help you to do better. Egos can become weak and adversely affected by present and future results. So ego strength acts as a trigger. It serves as a motivation to keep you going when your inner spirits would rather run, turn tail, and run. Minus the bounce back ability that is supplied by ego strength, most people find themselves on an emotional roller coaster. So here's my final point on ego. To recap, those with little ego strength may feel torn between competing demands made by others. Those with too much ego strength can become unyielding and rigid. But if you got the right balance, if you got that strong empathy for people, if you got a strong ego drive and worthy ego strength, you stand to do well wherever you are and in whatever you do. So there are 5 members of our E-team. Oh, we have others, and we'll share them with you at another time. I'm Lou Vickery, author of soon to be 25 books. We're ready to send the manuscript off to the publisher to see what happens. And that's good. But if you'd like to see some of my other works, go to the website, www.awise-word.life/library. And you'll find our E-team in one of those books. The book is Reach Beyond and Find Your Path to Success. So until we meet again, keep that smile on your face, keep happiness in your heart, and keep optimism on your tongue. I'm Lou Vickery, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.